When you plant bulbs in the fall, you can enjoy bright, colorful flowers in the spring. I've got a great garden plan for you that doesn't take up a lot of space and will give you 2 months of continuous bloom. Let's get to it. When I look at bulbs, I think of how beautiful their flowers are going to be. I can't wait to see the tulips, daffodils, crocus, and hyacinths all pushing through the soil after the winter. But I know in order to get that display in springtime, I've got to plant my bulbs today. Fall is bulb planting time. Now, this is a very simple plan that just requires 18 by 36 inches of space, and it's going to give you that 2 months of color. The area that I've chosen gets southern exposure and has full sun. That means it gets at least 6 hours of sun a day. That's important because it's the sun's warmth that starts the bulb's growth cycle. There are 2 other factors that are important when you're choosing a site, and that is good drainage and also soil that's rich in organic matter. It's always a good idea to add some compost to the soil. Now, when you're buying bulbs, always look for ones that are large and firm, fleshy and plump. The better the bulb, the better the bloom. Avoid bulbs that are skinny and crunchy or mushy and moldy. Now, these bulbs originate from areas that have cold winters. So if you live in an area with a mild winter, you'll need to refrigerate, but don't freeze these, for 6 to 8 weeks. That will trick them into thinking they've had a winter season that they need to bloom. I'm going to start by excavating 7 inches of soil. Now, the bulbs like to grow down deep where it's moist and cool. Now, a handy tip is to put out a tarp and put the soil you dig out onto it. That's going to make cleanup a lot easier. Now, I've finished digging the hole, and I'm ready to start planting the bulbs. I'm going to begin with the tulips and the daffodils. And they'll go in first at the deepest level, which is 7 inches. And always remember when you're planting bulbs to plant them with the pointy end up. And I'm going to space these about 4 inches apart. And then I'm going to cover them with a layer of soil from the tarp. Next, I'm going to plant the hyacinths. And then I'll add another layer of soil. And what we're doing here is just layering the bulbs according to their planting depth needs. Now, for the last bulbs to go in, I'm going to scatter the grape hyacinths and the crocus together. This will give it a natural, random look. Now, for the easy cleanup part and the final covering, I'm just going to lift the tarp and dump the soil that's left on top of the bulbs. Now, if you plant your bulbs in the fall, you'll have 2 months of color in the spring. And if you use this plan, it couldn't be easier to do.